It is a difficult day. It's everyone in our country who cares about the American dream owes a debt of gratitude to Frank Lautenberg.
I've passed his desk once or twice today, and I think of it not with a black drape and white roses. I think of the man who stood by it and would boom with his voice about the issues and the passions that he had on the things he championed.
He served the state of New Jersey with tremendous advocacy, extremely tenacious, and he's the only person in New Jersey history to have been elected to the United States Senate 5 times.
Known for over 40 years, so he's a friend first before he was a legislator.
He was always an icon for me and sort of a hero, if you will, among New Jerseyans.
After his funeral and final farewell from New Jersey yesterday, the casket of Senator Lautenberg, it arrived in the nation's capital, where the mourning for the senator continued today before his burial, which is slated for tomorrow at Arlington National Cemetery. Now, inside the Capitol building, Democrats and Republicans alike, they lined up in the Ohio Cloak Corridor to file in and to pay their respects to the late senator. His casket was brought into the Senate chambers. No video cameras allowed inside. Now, the senator's family, they had a moment alone in the chamber before legislators were filed in. A public viewing also held. Began this afternoon at 3, and crowds also gathered in front of the Capitol when the honor guard carried Senator Lautenberg's flag-draped coffin up the Capitol steps. Public viewing ends this evening, and then it's on to Arlington, as I mentioned, tomorrow for burial. And we'll be talking. There's an anniversary, a few anniversaries today, but one of those being D-Day. But yeah. He was, I said to General Argo, I always said he was good to me, but you always knew where you stood with him. You didn't have to divine or read between the lines.
No, but you know, he was a good man to work with. He dealt with you know, straight up front. He helped me in a number of issues that I was dealing with in transportation issues, airplane flight issues. Never played politics with me. When he left and then came back, he was not the same guy. He was very disappointed. His Senate colleagues didn't honor the commitment of his leadership that he would retain his seniority. He had to start over again, a little humiliating for him. And so they're honoring him today. I think he would have liked them to honor him when he had been reelected. It's been a really special goodbye, if you will. He left from a Secaucus train station after the ceremony yesterday, and it was named in his honor. Rail, as the congressman mentioned, was one of his big things, in addition to blood alcohol levels, raising the drinking age, saving countless lives here through legislation regarding drunk driving, airlines. You can't smoke on planes. Frank Lautenberg had a lot to do with that, and a lot of the infrastructure transportation projects. But it is a special thing in America where, you know, you lie in repose, and then, you know. He was a veteran, and, you know, as you said, the last one.
And there may be something of an era ending. Obviously, the last survivor in the Senate from World War II, but he was, and you worked with him, he wasn't so much the ideologue. He wasn't the guy who would spout off, you know, his party's position and just, you know, to make headlines or get on TV. He was a get stuff done kind of senator, and it seems like more and more there are fewer and fewer of those kinds of guys in either house, or gals. Well, we're going to get into an issue which I'm sure he would have had an opinion on, and that is on whether or not a special court should have allowed the government, our government, to scoop up every telephone record on the Verizon network in search of terror attacks. When we come back, we'll have that conversation. It has to do with the debate we've had many times post 9/11, protection versus privacy, and that difficult, kind of narrow area to navigate between the two. We'll be back with that after this.